So good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with schemes, okay? The communication schemes. And schemes are actually very important. They're important for prelims. Nowadays they focus on prelims. They're important for mains in BSc, okay? And they're also important for UPSC prelims and mains, okay? So it's one important I'll say. And now you'll be thinking, even when I was studying, maybe I was thinking that why we have to study all the schemes, lots of Indian names are there, very difficult. But you have to study all this because it will be more, for example, my ECSA. So I'm looking up the development branch. So in development branch, all the schemes that the government of India provides, we have to implement that in the ground level, right? So for this district implementation committee, TIC, it is being headed by the DC. And if you are the development EC, then you have to coordinate with everything and you have to work in the ground level, okay? All the schemes that the government of India provides, like PM Vishwakarma, you have to go for verification, you have to do a lot of coordination and you have to do almost everything, okay? So this is the reason why they keep on asking government schemes in the exams. And in BSc or UPSC tagan common schemes iman bishi uthi ase. And just for your knowledge, you need to know this. I hope I'm recording. Yeah. So let's start with I'll talk about the important one, okay? So Ministry of Agriculture. There's something called Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So ekta ase inikala ministry ekta de edu government of India level de ase de. Even in the state level, we have our own agriculture department, right? So Taiganda Iktadu Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. So what do you understand from the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund? Here you give importance to the word infrastructure. Matlab is agriculture karni infrastructure kan karni tiyasina. So for example, magana nagamanugana, if you want to start in agriculture also, farming also, magan paisa lagi duna. For example, like tractor kan kinibuli, water supplies kan tibuli, electricity, solar panel kan tanibuli na. So for all this, they are providing this agriculture fund. Okay, so Daigan, government bro itukan la dia ase. And also if they ask you about in any kind of the essay to be taken any essay no holi kiba kan di officially to if they ask about farmers kan kiniga phal hoi jabo, farmers kan kiniga farming kini improve koribo, then you write this, okay, about this different schemes that is available, okay. And next one important ikta though, the second important one is PM Kisan. Papa, you go out, okay? Mala! PM Kisan, okay? So what is the full form of PM Kisan means? PM means Pradhan, right? Pradhan Mantri. So what is Pradhan Mantri? Pradhan Mantri to kya hai? What is the meaning of Pradhan Mantri?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, right? So Prime Minister, Kisan means farmers, right? Saman means what? What is Saman? Saman to kya hai? I don't know, someone is something like respect or I don't know what. You just go through it once. And short form we call this Pradhan Mantri PM Kisan. Okay, Kisan means farmer, right? So it's a short form. So ito kila scheme as holi do. Ito central sector scheme ase. I've seen this coming in the exam also, okay? So central sector scheme matlab central sector scheme or centrally sponsored scheme di kila difference ase holi do. And the central sector scheme holido, the government of India provides 100% money here, okay, through direct benefit transfer. Direct benefit transfer matlab apni jo farmer ase holido apni la account direct ahibo. But for the centrally sponsored scheme, government pura I mean, center pura olop dibo. For example, other states to 50-50 say, but for states like Nagaland, Muigantum, government of India but 90 tipo aru moikan last state but 10% tipo ineka thaki de. So Pradhan Mantri Kisan PM Kisan to ki last scheme ase hoti to it was central sector scheme. Okay, remember this. Aru but matlab just imagine that you are a farmer and you really need money, right? So idu karni you kiman year kiman dia ase idu Pradhan Mantri Kisan do PM Kisan do. If any idea, this is very common scheme. Yearly puisa apnila account kiman aibo
6,000 ma'am.
6,000 na. So 6,000 to iman kumti ase per year na. The year that is 6,000 ahibo. So it's very small, but this is good that they are providing something, right? So it 6,000 to ek party nahibo de. Like they will give you January 2,000 issue do. After 4 months dibo. So January to February, March, April, May, June dibo. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. November, something like that. Okay, so 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 dibo. So it's very less amount of money, 2,000, 6,000 to 12 but at least it's good that they're giving some money, especially pustikan to they don't have money, right? Do itukan diya se. Do they can Kisan credit card bhi diye. আৰু তাইকান register কৰিবলৈ লাগে আৰু সব ইনিকানা কৰি আছে. So remember this, okay? It be agriculture kan lase. So if they ask you any question in agriculture, you need to write all this. This is the reason why we are saying that reading this static book alone is not enough if you want to get good EEC rank, right? Because apni farmers kan la likya ase ase ekta. The farmers kan do inika ase, farmers kan do inika tuk pura thaki ase. But if you don't write all the scheme, you're not gonna get a good mark, right? So this is the reason why apni kan itukan janibo lagi. The next so Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So firstly, if you are hearing this word for the first time, this will be a little difficult, but you need to memorize this, okay? Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri the same Fasal Bima Yojana to ki karne se insurance. Kile insurance lagi farmers kan? Kile insurance lagi? Insurance matlab क्या है? इंश्योरेंस मतलब क्या है? तो किले insurance लगे ऐसे होले तो here we need insurance because the farmers do, for example अपनी farmer एक तरह से अपने agriculture can grow करिया से like crops can grow करिया से तो इधर तो like who knows मतलब पानी इमान बेसी আহিले तो if there are lots of monsoons इधर kan तो चाहिए जाबो तो ना or पिया हो जाबो or pani nahili to suki jaisi holi to you won't get enough water, right? So this is the reason why you need insurance. Matlab for a farmer, for example, I'm a farmer. Then for me, moila crops can my field is my source of income, right? Ito moila is a source of income. So for this I need the crops to grow well. তো নহলে monsoon গানটো এতিয়া predict কৰিবলৈ নপাৰে একবাৰ পানী আহে একবাৰ পানী নাহে এনেকা হৈছে হলিতো মইলা crops গানটো বিয়া হৈ যাব না and I don't have any alternative source of income. So for all these things now they are providing this, okay? So insurance কাৰণে so এইটো কি cover করে আছে হলি তো কি groups cover করে আছে হলি তো all cereals means কিবা rice wheat kana millets means millets pulses dal can be ase or oil seeds can be ase to remember this is important especially for UPSC, okay? So itu kan cover করে আছে itu prime minister Fazal Bima Yojana, okay? Then tagan puisa insurance kan ba dia ase itu kan for example if there is if there is problem, if there is like apnila cyclone ahigana apnila crops can yeah you need some, you get some money from the government side. Okay, now the next is the next scheme is health labra Pradhan Mantri. So Pradhan Mantri will start কৰিব নে কি দিয়ে তো Pradhan Mantri PM PGP. So what is this is Pradhan Mantri na PM the Pradhan Mantri, then P is for Paratia Ajan Aushati Pariyojana. Yojana. So Pariyojana means program, right? So it going to this is for providing quality generic medicines. Okay, so Morgan medicines can lagi do not for pharmacy. So this is by pharmaceutical ministry can be implement Korea say. So in order for India though we have to focus on generic medicines. Mugan lam Jagagan, for example, Tamil Nadu kan. Many people come to India for medical treatment because medical treatment to India they do all of okay. So for this to provide quality generic medicines means like generic medicines means tawai to mugan to kaya say, but we need to start with something, right? We need the raw materials, right? So for all this, we need this medicine. So the medicines can all of affordable price pratibhu, and so we can also increase the export na. So ito karne Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushati Yojana to aishde. So remember this. It mostly you mostly they will focus on providing incentives, like for example 5 lakh rupees kantibo. And I don't know why, but there are lots of schemes. As we go on, we'll study all this. And I think and even the young people like you guys now, you should take the opportunity of the different schemes that is available and go to your respective uh, district administration or whatever department that is undertaking that particular scheme, and you can apply for all the schemes. Okay, the reason is that government brother iman bishi schemes can be tigana say, but because we are unaware taki aro we are not very sure, no, we are not very aware of the schemes. That is why it don't go to the intended beneficiaries, right? So this is the reason why we need to know this. Okay, the next is Udan scheme. Udan do this is mostly কিবা থাকে কি বুলি আছে connectivity to কি আছে এইটো কি আছে you know about this, you guys know about this প্রধান স্কিম লা জানে না জানে huh so Udan scheme is about connectivity to কি লা connectivity লা আছে তো uh aeroplane la de aeroplane la. For example, there are some places which are kipa karni chahiye na. This is the reason why now if have you ever traveled from Dimapur to Shillong or Dimapur to Assam or Guwahati? Travel Krishna Kuranai. It is reply no.
Yes, ma'am.
So the something is quite cheap, no? The flight ticket is quite cheap, no? So this is the reason why. So maganda connectivity do increase kuriti boli aside. To idu karne aheshe. So if they ask anything about the about infrastructure, then the infrastructure to airport pe ahibo. So in the airport you write that Udan scheme bi ase. This is for providing connectivity to those places which don't have proper connectivity. Okay, to idu ganna likhi dibi. Now there is not something called though ido teganbra na in PSCT teganbra kiba kan bi OT they will ask you like which ministry undertakes this. Okay, then there is something called Ministry of Communication. The Ministry of Communications though Ministry of Communications Kanpura, they undertake a scheme called Bharatnet. Okay, So Bharat Net to KSA means Bharat means India, Net means internet, right? So this has to make that around they have to provide last mile connectivity, internet connectivity to all the gram panchayats of the country, okay? So they can actually internet connectivity to police like and internet is actually very important, okay? Even me, I've been in Longling and I've not been able to take classes because my download to mbps was fine actually, but upload was very bad. That's why I couldn't take online Zoom upload because I have to share my screen, right? So internet to iman lucky. And nowadays, like we got a leader from the Directorate of Food and Civil Supply. Do tagan kiba tina ki fair price shop kanti chol kantina. So even this, we have to attire sitting like it or attire sitting. Athagan because manukan bra do cholgan diabi manukan bra iman ulta pulta manukan gitina. So for this, in order to make sure that it reach the intended beneficiaries, tagan bra so biometric or athar karni koribole ase. But Nagaland jitu internet pia hua pura etu kan pi koribole napare. So we need internet. Okay, internet has become like a basic necessity. Internet kan internet we need, rasta also you need, because now see you'll see that in CS and in PS, especially in CS too na, among political posting as them. Like even if you become an EEC na, you need political support. Okay, I mean EEC hoshi do. If you don't have political support, you won't be able to see Kohima in Dimapur unless you become TC level, which is trained secretary after so many years on the verge of your retirement. Okay. So what happens is that um, you'll see that. Are you guys listening?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are I'm sure many of you wanted to be in EEC. So if you want to be in EEC also, this time transfer in posting Aishina. So for those who are in Timapu Kohima, don't think that they are there because they are very good. Okay, they are there because everybody is good, because everybody is equally good, because everybody have cleared the exam and everybody wants to give their best, right? But not only in Timapu Kohima, everywhere like Timapu Kohima, Itedo, Chumuki, Timabi, Association, Newland, Perin, Wuka, Sundubudu, it can be also Hishinam, or Rasta can be Mampalase, except the eastern areas. So, those people who wants to be there, no, it's a mostly political posting. Like if you want to be there are some people who never go away from Kohima jurisdiction because Kohima Dvini, not only the Kohima EEC, but there's other EECs also, right? Like outpost can. So you'll be there only. But if you don't have proper connection, you'll be always thrown like in very lamba places like Nakla, Shamator, Longling, Mon, Kiferi, and so on. Okay. So for this, what I've seen is that to stretch Agabina, we need to explore because Kohima, I go to Kohima sometimes and there's nothing in Kohima yeah, except traffic jam. Traffic jam to iman bifya same. And like in Kogan iman Jakai nai. So we don't even like how I mean I for me I feel very uneasy being at Kohima. So even other places are equally very beautiful if you happen in eastern areas. Even the other places are equally beautiful. But the reason why people don't want to come to eastern areas because they can rasta iman pia rasta. For example, rasta pe iman pia aro till can be man kai. For example, this time I went to Kohima to drop my TC. We went on Friday, we came on Saturday. So Friday la till do from Longling to Kohima it took around 2,600. I had to 2,600. So the do 5,200, no? So if you just go to Kohima once and come back, you spend around 5,200. So that is one thing. Deal is not very important, but Rasta is important because Amniman took Jabo, Rasta Iman Bia, sound, especially, I mean, Kohima, Sakatu, Guka, Lagapi, Panaishi. So it's good only except the Viki area, Viki town area. But for example, if somebody is coming from Kiferi or from Nokla or Shamatu to Kohima or Dimapur, it's so far, no? So all these things is happening. This is the reason why people don't want to go to eastern area. Second thing is internet. basic facilities, because nowadays now internet is something which is basic necessities. If you look at the many NCS, the NCS officers, especially in the higher level, like DC, ETC, Itukana, or HTO, many of them now they drink alcohol, okay? They drink alcohol and they're alcohol attacked. The reason is because they can outpost country take share and outpost ekko nai jungle take only jungle, right? And then you don't get to meet your friends, you don't get to meet your um love ones also, and then internet can be night during this time, right? So they don't have anything to do. Aro manukanto paviyasi sap ase to they give this bit alcohol kana when they visit them, and likewise they started drinking alcohol because nobody wants to become a drunkard. No one wants to be addicted to alcohol, right? It's just that the situation compels that. But now we have internet. Like in internet, even though I'm posted in Longding, like of course I go to office and after come back we don't feel bored because we learn different things from internet. I'm also taking classes from internet now, sitting at Longling. We learn different kind of skills that you need to know. You can learn, like I'm learning how to play piano through simply piano. I'm learning how to make candles, how to make cake, and so on, right? So there is nothing that you can't learn. You can have all the skills if you want to know how to make app development, if you want to know more about software, things like that, right? So with online now, everything is possible. So for this, we need good internet connectivity, right? So this is one thing. Whereas the other eastern areas or others are much better. People will respect you here more. If you go to Kohima, everyone is a VIP. You don't even care who you are. But if you are posted in eastern area, you are being treated like a king or a queen. People are always there to help you. They give you so much respect that you want to do good things to them. So actually, being posted in a far-flung area is actually quite good. And water and all this, so Rasta internet connectivity has become a necessity, and if this are provided, I think it will also solve many problems for us. So these are very much needed thing, no? Then so this is the reason why they can last mile connectivity karni diya ase gram panchayats kan. Then so this is something Arudo. The next is National Food Security Act. National Food Security Act to the us in UPSC as well as in NPSC also. So have you heard about National Food Security Act? শুনিস না শোনা নাই?
Yes, ma'am.
কি আছে? National Food Security Act এর short পুরা কবি তো কি আছে? Ha. He said yes, no? So National Food Security Act to কি আছে হলি তো? This is মতন rice kan দিয়ে না, rice আৰু chini kan দিয়ে না, এটো kan না আছে দে for this. তো এটো it covers, to have some data, it covers 67% of the country's population, okay? আৰু এইটো rural আৰু urban gibiti. Rural means pusti country 75% of the rural areas আৰু 50% of the urban areas. Urbans means towns na. এইটো kan di de. আৰু they kan আপনি kan ini chol kan দিয়াটো জানি আছে হবলা না, like rice at a lower price. Rice আৰু কি পাইলে chini in all this now. So for this one, okay? So primary household they can per month to 5 kg probably rice can. But there are some here also there are some people called Aunt Yutaya Anna Yojana, okay? To take on to primary household can do 5 kg of food grains pabu. But আমি ইমান দুখ পৰা থাকি আছে among the rural people also আপনি সবচেয়ে ইমান দুখ পৰা থাকি আছে হলিটো you come under the Antitaya household, that means the poorest of the poor family, okay? তো তেকান্তে কিমান কেজি পাব নিচিনা ৰাইচটো তেকান্তো না হা কিমান কৈছে আপুনি কিমান কৈছে এতিয়া তেকান 35 kg পাব দেই so accordingly this is happening. So National Food Security Act লা জানি গানে রাখি দিবি And also there is something called a PM Pushan. PM Pushan bhi idu nutrition kan karne ase. Idu government kan schools kan ki tibuli like PM Pushan kan la PM Pushan kan to government kan schools kan te pat kan tia la ase. So this is undertaken by Ministry of Education. So recently also na like I got a leader from the Department of Education that uh, they are launching the rate can food rate can kimanasina so that they will know how to implement this PM Pushan. So you have to know all the schemes because this is not just for studying and keeping it, but these schemes are now implemented and you have to make the best use of the scheme. And also after you clear the exam, if you are in EEC or SU, you will do all this work. So you need to know, okay? In the right, they will ask you this kind of questions in the exam and they will ask more and more this kind of question, okay? Now, next to Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. So itu Pradhan Mantri means Prime Minister. Matru is something like mother, I think. So I just imagine it like that. So itu mostly Ministry of Women or Child Development do implementing agency say. Are the pregnant women in those people pachakan paigana tut kan kilagan ke tegan puisa dia side. So for example, maternity benefit first living child of the family ki rupees 5,000 years. Okay, and also they can mostly most of the time especially rural household they can pustiti they can naturally there are some women now who help the mother give birth at home to quality by okay, but then government want to focus on hospital di jayega na pacha pabuli tegan ki encourage kuri ase because kitia khoti pai people the government thinks that itu kan to amma gan bi bishi mori jabo because they're not being handled properly, no? So apni pacha pabuli ase do apni institution di jaise matlab institution di ki ase here institution di ki ase when I say institution the institution di ki ase
Hospital.
yeah hospital na to apni hospital di apni to mota ase ba apni maigi do hospital di jaiga na pacha baishi holi to you get money, okay, so that you know manu kan to paisa especially for people in the town do paisa kaine chan hoy but poor people do na like especially villages kan to 6,000 bi man tango paisa sin na. So for this they go and then the apni hospital di jaiga na pacha baishi holi to rupees 6,000 pabo de. Next to ಇದು important ase. There is something called Digital India program or ಇದು kan iman important ase. Nowadays too they can uh internet kan di iman focus kori ase na like artificial intelligence itu kan. So for all this you can write all this Digital India program. India bhi itu kan ase. So this is the reason why schemes are very important. You can make your content reach by the schemes. Because Morgana, for example, we talk about Indian polity. So polity la question ekta ahishe. They ask you about Panchayati Raj system, no? So Panchayati Raj to be abni not only the Lakshmikan is enough, but you can write more like content creation like mo idea pratan idea Bharat Net project kan la koi gana taishen like farmers can keep PM Kisan tipo. There is this National Food Security Act, all these things. Then you can write it right আর ಇದು content আপনি ভালো হয়ে যাব. So this are actually very important. আপনি any prelims pass করাই নহয়, but you need all this content. So that is what we are teaching you all this. Of course, like আপনি idea, though it will be a little overwhelming because PC puri I'll say it once, but you have to know all this, no? So next, so Digital India program. So digital means something that is relating with digital or India la program ase. So itu India kan ki they can internet see. I remember that there was one India was very underdeveloped country, right? So there was one prime minister. I think it was Prime Minister. कोण असेल नाही जाणे. तो ताई एकदा प्राईम मिनिस्टर तो ताई दुसऱ्या जगात जायची गोष्टी त्याला दुसऱ्याला कंट्री दिना और दूसरा कंट्री तो ताई साथ के लिए इमान डेवलप असते खुशी होली तो तेकाला रास्ता दो इमान फाल. So India is also focusing on this. মই কোৱা নিচিনা internet ভাল হ'বলৈ লাগে rasta phalo bole lage, and all these things. No, these are needed, and this electricity phalo bole lage. These are very needed because these are the signs of development. And only when we focus on all these things, other things can be taken care of. For example, internet pal nai holido. For example, if you're somebody in Kifri or somebody in Nokla, aro you can't go to Kohima for coaching. For example, Kohima tea, because if you go for Kohima, it will be very costly for you. Or apne PG bhi thakibo lagi. PG is also very costly. They will charge you about 7,000 to 2,000 per month. It's also very costly. So, in order to avoid all that, like with internet connectivity to online learning, you can you can just sit anywhere at home and you can learn. The same thing is with UPSC preparation also because nowadays it is online IC and so many people who clears the exam, they can be Kodi Pugana Puribo and they take test series and they go to Delhi just for interview. Okay. So Manupishi because they are the Rouse IS lab that Manu Murishina Manu Tindana. So it's like the living condition in Delhi is very difficult because even I was in Delhi, so because room to iktadidi will charge around 10,000. You can't even breathe to get there. Aro like proper food also we don't get. Aro in Delhi though don't even get to see the sun or we don't even get to see the stars also because everything is so polluted. Especially in winter we don't get to see the sun and all this now. So people like everybody who clears the exams, they sit in Nakalin in this study. You look at people like um the last year that I cleared, even I studied Nagaling, um, goodness later. Vivotulu also studied in Nagaling. I mean, took online coaching from Nagaling. Yimkum was working as EEC. Altula was here in Nagaling, I say. So all these things now. And if you look at people who cleared this time, goodness later. Tolina, of course, she took offline classes, but after that, she came to Nakalin. She didn't clear during that time. So she came to Nakalin and she prepared two online materials, right? It's sitting in Timapur. Then we have got, goodness later, Imsirinla, sis Imsirinla. She was in Nakalin all this time. She was working as an EEC and she was preparing for Kushima. Aluminium was our batchmate. So she also was in Kohima only, she was in ATI, then she was posted in Berlin for district attachment. So she did everything from here. Then we've got Chupa, kung sila Chupa? Kung sila nam to? One guy who cleared the Tringsang. The Chupa, yeah, he also people from Nagalin only. Now, of course, he might have gone to Delhi for mock interview, for interview. But the other things, so with internet everything is possible, so they are focusing on this, right? India people like government of India is focusing on this. Are you guys listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
At least say yes or no, not so that I can check my internet internet though. And also this is not geo fiber because there's no geo fiber, this is geo air fiber no. After so much request somebody bought. So so internet is very much important. This is the reason why India is focusing on internet. So this is the digital India. And now to सब internet ही हो जाए e-governance हो जाए everything now to slowly and you need to know about internet also, okay? Like you need to know nowadays you need to be tech savvy. Like सब काम करा तो ये दो technology पर कोई after sometime तो तिमी like the file movement भी होएगा ना internet ही करिबो पारे ना. So this is the reason why you need to know about all this internet, okay? You need to be tech savvy, okay? So for this Digital India program too, we have to transform India into a digitally empowered society. And you look tech savvy hobo lagi because from now on, after you clear the exam also, everything is done through online only now though. Filling up the forms, even after you clear the exam, you have to submit a lot of report, you have to do lots of things, and you have to Google things like that. So internet is very important. So, to ensure digital inclusion means pustikanti, especially pustikanti, you will see that papa ganto phone ikla thagibo, they do iman always chulawa, amma ganto chulabuli ni janina. So you'll see that especially in villages. So this also we need inclusion means all the female in the male should be able to use digital internet connectivity, right? So all these things are needed, right? So takan broadband highways kantibo e-governance India to sub e-governance hoiche ase information to manu sub kitibo idu kan karne high speed internet iman lagi ase. So this are actually very important. Okay. There is something called production link incentive. To India di to moi kan to ini pui kan puri ase. But then for us technology is very important, and on top of the manufacturing, China to first to China was a very underdeveloped country. They're the one of the fastest because they can China, Japan kan iman pishi technology kan di ki punai na. So in order to India be for us to grow, because government job alone, na government servant alone, government servants are very poor. Yeah, I don't know why Nakalina, like if you look at Timapukushima, if you've been staying in Timapukushima, people are very filthy rich. And all the money is circulating in Timapu and Kushima only. And I'm wondering from where do they get all this money? Because Nakalin Dido Mugan, we don't have big industrialists who have been earning a lot of money. Of course, Kushima did all of the asset take because they can mati can be pikuri ko usually the poisa iman babuna. And then, but then majority they will be like, "Teka Papa can do na common seven." Those people who are spending a lot of money on the weddings, na. If you look at the father's history or something, mostly it will be contractors. Contractors are very less. Or they will be like, Papa can do lala common seven takibo. And government seven is supposed to not be rich, okay? Because government servants, if you just look at the salary, they're very poor. And for people like us also, even if our salary is less, and on top of that, people come asking for money every time. Like one day they we get around like two people at least asking for 500 to 1,500. They even ask to the person who is staying with me, no? There's one girl who is staying with me. That will be pusa mangya na ase. So people come asking for money like this. So are actually very poor. So this is the reason for me. Of course, some people may argue on this, but for us, the reason why we started the coaching is also, and we are charging is also because we are teaching for 8 months, and it's not easy to teach for 8 months. And if we give it for free, people take it for granted, right? But if we charge some money, and it's not so much money if you look compare with other coachings also, so somehow this is a hard earned money, the other mentors, managers, they're all earning because they are also doing the work, right? But for this is the reason why we don't touch the government money, government can sanction. Kiki see, I don't touch, I don't take even a single piece, okay? I give it to the people and what it is to be used. But there are some government servant who don't go to office. And for me, I've been posted learning and I don't even get holiday. But for some people who are posted learning, but they don't stay in learning, they stay somewhere else like in Dimapur, Kushima, then till like whatever the money comes, because government la paisa deman busy ahead like crores country ahead. So you can easily take out money. So for that, they take out the common money like that, right? So government servants are not supposed to be rich, okay? Until unless they do business. And business is something that they have to do with your own money and they have to put your hard earned effort because sometimes business is risky. You have to put your dimag, you have to put your a lot of things because your salary is not enough. Because so many people come asking for money. You're being invited special guest somewhere. Here you have to give some money, money, money. Everywhere you have to give. But you don't get some anywhere if you don't do corruption. So this forced people to do corruption, okay? Because my paisa salary kumti ase and I have to give to somebody else. Then if I'm handling money, they do corruption like that. So I'm against corruption, even if it's little money also. Then so production link incentive to iman important as say manufacturing kan iman important as nakalin India kan dibe. It's not just the government servant who will be rich, okay? We need in order to be rich, we need manufacturing, we need the secondary sector. Okay, so ito karni tekan magan tablet kan laptop kan iman bishi uh lagi na. So ito semiconductor hunish na hunanay. Have you heard about semiconductor? Semiconductor hunish na hunanay.
Yes, ma'am.
At least reply no. Huh? Have you heard about semiconductor?
No, ma'am.
So semiconductor, we're using this in um phone no hale phone kan di magan phone tablet kan choya asina. So for this we need semiconductor, okay. So semiconductor kan itu kan design kan banabole lagi, packaging kan koribole lagi, laptop or tablet kan like Apple kan do iPhone kan banawe. They just don't do that in Silicon Valley, California. Na they do that in assemble that in China and all this, right? So itu kan koribole karne do we need this production link incentive, okay. So we need to give money to those people who are doing the production. That we should have to give them a discount and we have to give them loans and all. Now the next is Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance, finance so iman important ase. So there is something called Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Have you heard like when you were a little kid or of course when you were a teenager, Mutibra one like Tibu bank kholi bini ka hunish na ona like your parents opening it. You have any idea of that? Yeah, have you come across that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, 15 lakhs.
Huh? How many?
15 lakhs. 15.
50
It's
lakhs.
15 lakhs.
I don't think it was 50 lakhs. It's like 1 lakh. Kun bank kulibo. Like I heard that. Our area dito. Kun bank kulibo. Ito kan muti bura 1 lakh dibo. Like that na. So muti ba iko diya nai kuli ka na. But then Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Actually, this is important for financial inclusion because manu pishikta kiba nai. Bank khula nai. And this is the problem. Idia to sob sabi GPay kuri ase mokan paisa dibulibi. Everything is so online, no? So you need to have you need to have bank account. I mean loan logo hoisholi. You need to have a bank account, right? Aro itu kan lagi ase. So this is the reason why for encouraging this, they started Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Aro apni loan nikta khori ekta banabole ase. Loan loisholi to bank la interest iman kumti hobo. But if you take from money lenders, na Dimapur to money bishinika ase, they can 5 lakh lobo paisa dom. But they can do at least like 20-30,000 per month to tirabo. To iniga tirel to iman bishu gonna like crore kan bishasina. So in order to avoid all this, they can paying pura do all of reasonable but yes na paisa interest dom. So for this, okay. So for doing all this, there is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So they can any financial inclusion, they can itu kan la. It's about any farmers, it's about any economic development, anything that they ask, you can write this. I would ask you Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana to ki la ase do. It's under comes under Ministry of Finance, okay. So mostly accounts can open kuribo aru kun account nai itu kan dibo aru they can accordingly they can insurance apni accident hoishu holido they said that they will give you 2 lakh rupees accidental insurance, okay. Edo 2 lakh dibo. Next is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. For me, I studied all this, okay, so even you need to study all this. Don't think that if you just misamishi study kuribo that you already know and you will be able to clear. The examination is difficult because not everybody is willing to study, not everybody is willing to give their best effort, right? So if you are somebody who really want to clear the exam, who really want to make an impact in other people's life, and who really wants to be respected throughout your life, you have to give your best and you have to be willing to walk the extra mile, which other people are not willing to do, okay? Everybody starts with so much enthusiasm in the beginning, but after some time, there will be only some people who will finish the race. So you should be among those people who are willing to go that extra mile if you want to do that. And if I have studied all this, then even you have to study all this to clear the exam. It's not just that I just read Lakshmikan and clear. No, I have all this content and I use all this content in the examination. That is why I cleared, okay? Um, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana though, Idu finance ministry পৰা আছে আৰু idu কোন কাৰণে আছে? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana?
No, ma'am.
Why you guys don't know anything? Even my uncle opened this, yeah, for his children, for his daughters. So and my uncle is just a peon or something, I don't know, in PWT in staying in Mugukchung, and he opened this Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for his daughter. And you being in basing UPSC student, you have no idea on this. So Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana to idu girl child kan karne ase. Have you heard something called Piti Bachao Piti Padhao campaign?
Yes, ma'am.
So ito la all up under the ase. So here ito one family di, for example apni la family duito ase do maiki bacha duita karni dibode pare duita female. So my uncle have two daughters, so he have opened for this, okay? So they can account khulibole lage aru account to paisa thalibo post office te aru account to অলপ পইচা দিব আৰু আপনি বি জমা কৰিব, like আপনি any 250, you can put anything after 250 per month, anything, okay? Minimum should be 250, maximum should be 1.5 lakh per year. So any apni 1 lakh ekta 1 lakh korisho hojitu every month, every year. No, let's just say 50,000, or let's just say 24,000, okay? Like every month apni la bacha ekta ase, okay? Apni la bacha ekta ase to taki kiba dia ase holi, for example you have opened an account for her aru ta every month apni tadi 2,000 thali ase, to 2,000 to thali shi holi to 1 year ti kiman hobo? Apni kan see said loishina this time, to every month 2,000 rupees thali shi holi to 1 year ti kiman hobo paisa tate?
24,000.
Ha,
24,000.
4,000.
24,000 na. So 24,000 থাকিব তো. So 24,000 to apni, let's say that you started when she was 1 year old na, 2,000 every month thali she. So 24,000 into ito paisa do you can take out when she's 21 years. To 21 years to unemployment hobo. To 21 years te apni 24,000 to every year, that means 24,000 every year means every month 2,000 hi thali ase. So you get 21 day, you get 5 lakh 4,000, right? So with the 5 lakh 4,000, government will also pay some money on this, okay? Do interest rate pi ase. Kiman asle? Ito dahil apni la bacha kan educational no marriage la expenses kan karne ase, aru government bra ito interest rate dibo. Interest rate is higher than the bank deposit, okay? This is the reason why many people do this. Interest rate to kiman asin jani, but if you read about this, but then they compare interest rate with the. So but if they ask you anything about society, they can, they will ask you about women, they will ask you about gender equality, gender kan iman bishi korina. So the government of India have also provided this Sukanya Samriddhi scheme in Nikalikhitivi. This that content that we are talking about. Next is Stand Up India scheme. Ito muy quiz dito tigisyo. Kun bravo kind of affairs na Telegram di tigisyo tikwa. Stand Up India scheme. Ito Stand Up India to kun kan stand up koribi ko hase. Like what is it about?
Entrepreneurship.
Huh? Entrepreneurship kushna. So something, yeah, it's like SC, ST. Sabi to government but man bishi kuri ase. We study but we are not even implementing. empowering the ST and women and the job creation garnias day. So it's mostly about entrepreneurship because they are teaching us to stand on our own feet, right? So these are actually very important. So second loan do they will give from 10 lakh to 1 crore. Okay, 10 lakh to 1 crore because um for me I'll tell this. In Nagaland now we need so much of career guidance, okay? And career guidance is not just about civil service exams. Like for me, I give civil service coaching, but we don't encourage everybody to do civil service coaching. If you want to be a civil servant and if you're a fresher, then just after your graduation, you don't have to do masters. Even I didn't do masters. This is the reason why when I was 22 years, I was already working as a secretariat assistant in the secretariat, right? So if you want to be a civil servant, just go for civil service exam and don't go for masters. Masters is needed only for those who want to do uh academically like assistant professors, doctorate kan kore bole karne. And give like 2-3 years, like give your best in the 2-3 years to get the government job because NPSC no hoga nahi the NSSPSC. And if this doesn't work out, now you should be able to be ready to go for other things. Like the other things like you can go for entrepreneurship. You need to have a plan B, okay? But if you're a beginner now, just give your best in 1 to 3 years. After that, you can shift to other, okay? So that is what I'll encourage. Like, so we open the coaching institute, so we are trying to give you the best possible knowledge and the ideas that we already know. But apart from that, uh after some years, if you want to shift, then you need to have a plan B, okay? Because there are some people who keep on writing the exams, and like they don't have like they are so lost already, and I don't want you guys to have that. So it's important to have a government job. Government job provides you security because no matter how much we talk about entrepreneurship, even entrepreneurship is not easy. If there's so much competition in civil service exam, there is more competition in the entrepreneurship, okay? Because आपने इन्हीं दुकान एकटा खोली छे और रेस्टोरेंट एकटा खोली छे तिमापको इमादे restaurant किमान आसे ना और दुकान भी किमान आसे ना so there are lots of competitions everywhere, okay? But then you need to have a plan B. So this is something which is very important, huh? So itu kan na schemes kan government ba ki dia se itu sab janibo lagi, okay? So so itu takan but then like the 1 crore dibo. Um though SC though that means we're also eligible, no? So loan can do for somebody who's 18 years of age, and if you want to develop any greenfield project, that means new project, okay? And you don't need to have any default in any bank. For example, पहिला loan लुइगना तिराबली न पारी इनिकन থাকিব लागि, okay? And then আপনি collateral security hopefully like for me even if I wanted, even when I was studying I wanted to take all these loans, but I couldn't take because I don't have a collateral security because my father, like, of course, my father didn't give me anything because it would go to my step brothers and things like that, right? So for me, I didn't have a collateral security. But if you have a collateral security, like you have your building, your land, and things, you can do all this, okay? Um, and things like that. So the rate of interest will be very low. So government, if you just go to SBI bank and if you take any loan, the rate of interest will be very high, like 11%, 13%, right? But here the rate of interest is very low, right? So this also you have to know. I will be loan do tibuli lagi. But in Nagaland, what happened is that we got loan lobo, and then with that loan, we do some lavish things like buying an iPhone or something, right? That is the reason why we don't use it for the good use, but we have to repay the money. That is how many people go into debt. So this is called debt, okay, not debt. So in Nagaland, we need financial literacy. Moikan paisa to kini chulai ase, paisa to kini invest koribo. Idu kan naman dukan. We need this, okay. So amni loan to issue holido, you have to repay it within 7 years. In 7 years, okay. So iman lamba time ase. Do apni kan last office kan napart kan la office lagi wo napart or CP tekan pra itu connect centers ki itu tekan pra will help you connecting with all that, okay. Now the next is Pradhan Mantri Matsya. Have you heard about this? Plus scheme na jane na ni jane. Have you guys heard about this Pradhan Mantri Matsya? Have you guys heard about this? Please say yes or no na.
Yes, ma'am.
Kila ito.
Fisheries Department.
Fisheries, amni ki fisheries department di kaam kore. So fisheries department kan last ito. So they can इदेरो मनु fisheries kan jui puisa kan paiduna. So fisheries kan kuribo lagi. Nagaland to there's so many beautiful fisheries also. So mostly for this, okay. So they can puisa idukan karni tibuna. So if you want to have start a fisheries, you can take opportunity of all these schemes that is available, okay. So these are very much needed. Then the next is Ayushman Bharat. Ito so apni kan mi chani thakibo na. Ayushman Bharat to Janina.
Yes, ma'am.
So Pradhan Mantri to Subtit Thakibude. Pradhan Mantri means Prime Minister. And our Prime Minister is such a person who is so obsessed with him. So you see this. Pradhan Mantri Chan Arogya Yojana. To idu ki karne ase? Kila ministry la ase?
Health
Idu kila
Ministry.
ministry. Ha?
Health Ministry.
Health Ministry. Ito health ministry la ase. So ito universal health coverage kanti boli karne because na we can sabi to for example we can ini bima ho jai surely though we don't most of us na in India states around 62% we spend out of pocket expenditure. So out of pocket expenditure to ki ase holi though apni la puisa like for example moi bima hoise holi though I don't have money saved for that bima because I never knew that I'll get cancer. For example, I got cancer. So for that, I need to borrow money for undergoing chemo and all na. So the out of pocket expenditure. To apni more than you earn, you take money from others. Aru idu kan karne use kore ase. So in Nagaland also, we don't give so much to health. Comparatively, Nagaland is actually a better place to live in when we compare with others. There's nothing so fascinating about other places. For me, the reason why I wanted to stay in Nagaland is that to spread Jagati, it's good to go out and stay for once, like you go and visit other places. But to stay, I think Nagaland is good because Magalam are, if you look at other people, they have so much of peace. Now, Mam Mustu give Sikan Kaikana, with them going to restaurant. But Nagaland, especially in rural areas, we walk a lot, we take a lot of visits. So health is quite good comparatively. So, this is more for holistically addressing the healthcare system, okay. So itu poor people can health can di poisa eman bishi something ki nipila boli asde. So itu there's something called National Health Mission. So National Health Mission bra funding goribo aru they can health and wellness center oigana HWCS, that is health and wellness center oigana tekan kuligana ase. So idukan cardin bi health and wellness center, especially apni kan pusti kan di chaishe hole to iman pusti di iman hardly there will be one hospital or primary health center that even nurse can be nahe nukan tagina. So for this it's a luxury for so many people who are staying in the rural areas, and I feel like government do the rich people don't need government, it's the poor people that need the government and awareness. So if you are a civil servant, your goal should be to mostly serve those people who are unaware, who are poor people, who are somebody who can repay you back. Like for example, as an EAC, I can't bring much development because I don't have that power. But little signature, like last time, one guy came to my office that they check the form, check the. He's like around 10 years old. Tela papa murishe pula police takishe. Aro papa la murado amma ki pension cheshe. Pension book di amma legana se. But amma bi murishe. To idula pension di tela grandfather cheshe. Nam to idula pachado grandfather by sai. To idu pachado to court prayer kuishi that now district administration should decide on this. So I was given the opportunity to call all of them and I verified. And through my verification, I have found that this boy is genuine and he needs to deserve to get a pension. So like a little signature of yours can, can change the life of some people who can't repay you back now, because this young person, this boy, he may not remember or he may not be able to repay me back, but just little things that your intervention, because of your intervention, you can help some people who can never repay you back. And I think the joy that you feel after doing something good is unbelievable. Because even yesterday some person came to my office. uh, Actually, the village council chairman didn't give him some alim gula materials, like we give even for kisle para not para all people can give, they can give saman kan dina for Komar Pika, Dukan Kanla. So this guy didn't get. So because of my intervention, I was able to give him. Because the village council chairman didn't give him, because the village council chairman was hiding. So because of your and then this guy, this old man was very happy that he was shaking my hand. So I think those little things makes you happy, and for me, I'm happy in that way. So if you want to be a true civil servant, you should be willing to help to be in those undeserved area rather than fighting just to be in Timapukuhima. If you want to be in Timapukuhima, then try to start your own business, be there, go to cafes and things like that. But if you really want to serve the society, I think we need to go to those areas where people are not willing to go and help them. And if you help them, the happiness that they get, the joy that they get, makes you really happy. So, ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಜನ್ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಯೋಜನೆದು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕಮ್ಲಾ ಆಸಿದೆ আৰু ಇದು insurance company kan prate itu kan pina. So apni la paisa kan tu for example like apni olop paisa diboli to olop tu iman bishi niti in short kori to olop komti de. So this is very important. Okay, now the next one is electric mobility protection promotion scheme. ಇದು kila nishnase. Ito Ministry of Heavy Industries se ahide ito. So ito electric mobility promotion scheme to kila ase nishnase just by looking at it. Ha, you can tell now. Are you guys listening?
Yes, ma'am.
So ito kila ase. Electric mobility means mobile no hoy to ito kari ase de. To ito kari kan like apni kan bhi kari ase na nahi nahi but then of course your parents may have. So do kari kan ba pollution kan ba pichu kori to na. So this is the reason why sub electric koribuli karne ase de. So 2-wheelers na 3-wheelers please start koribuli ase. So if you invest in a car is never an asset. Okay, it's a liability. Apni pishi paisa jabo tate. So there is something like FAM scheme. FAM to get faster in adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. That means India be electric vehicles can iman produce koribuli try korea na. So itu kan gani subsidies kan tipo. Matlab apni kari la manufacturing la company hoishi holi to apni electric la kari bunai holi to apni ki paisa kumti gana apni ki loan nishina tipo. So it's for helping those people who are engaged in electric with using electric best akari, okay? And then let's stop here for today, okay? So tomorrow also we'll go for scheme. Day after also we'll have scheme for 3 classes. Then uh we'll go for societies, and after that Zujan can start with the science class, na? Okay, then everyone have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.